Welcome back, viewer, to Chungu cha Jamii. Today we are talking about navigating along the long-distance relationship. What are your challenges? What is your take-home so far with this conversation? Do you agree to it that we can work together? Distance is not a barrier. Or are you from the school of thought that you need your insignificant other right by your side for this to work? Send in your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. So before we went on a break, we were agreeing to disagree. That my money is my money, but it's also our money behind the scenes. But your money is our money openly.
Eunice, there is one thing that you have to understand. You start from somewhere, but there is a tip that you are, this is where now I want you to talk about, but we want to, mimi nakurudisha pale. You talked about, you know, we are planning to invest in a relationship.
Sure.
As a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend.
No.
What are we talking about here?
I'd prefer when you're talking about husband and wife because it brings the message closer home.
Thank you
because
very much.
when you're talking about boyfriend, girlfriends,
Thank you very
it's
much.
still doable, but again.
Thank you very much. There is no investment in relationships.
There is.
There is investment between people who are married.
Isn't that a relationship?
And this, it's very different from when you are courting. Very different. I think, okay, fine, let me not talk about it. But there is something that you have to understand, Eunice, that, for example, you know, the reason why you see there are many conflicts when it comes to investment, it's simply because of one thing. These two people, they became one. But the problem, they did not become one. That's why now you are fighting. My money is my money, your money is your money. Because still, in your mind, you are two divided people. But when we come to the biblical part of it, these are two people who joined and became one. That's why kila kitu wanapata, they have to share. They have to sit down and talk and agree on what they are supposed to do.
Sure.
We want to buy a plot, then you have to agree and then say, this is what we want to do. But foolish women and foolish men, they never sit down and talk. And then they start to regret later when they realize that time has passed and they have no investment. Why did they not invest? They were fighting. They were in conflict. Conflicts about what? Every one of them was trying to prove that they are right. Like now the way you are saying, my money is my money. This is your right. Yes, of course it will be your right, but there is no single day that yesterday will be today and last week will be today, which means time is passing. And the way time is passing, still as well, unazeeka. So you realize later, now when you are supposed to settle and then now, you need to enjoy the fruits of what you invested. You realize that you never invested in anything because you are trying to prove how big you are, how you can make money, how you can do this, how you can do that. You're going to invest at your place. But when you get, I'm telling you the truth, when you get old, your brothers will be chasing you from their place. You cannot stay together with them. Then, look here, Eunice. This part of investment, you have to think about it when you are, you know, like for example, I know Mr. James will say it's true. The way you are when you married last month and the way you will be after 1 year, it's totally different.
Sure.
Totally.
The way you will be after 5 years cannot be the same. The moment you start getting now kids, the relationship between you two people starts deteriorating. Why? Because some love, part of the love is going to the kids. When you are only 2, it was different. When you are 3, it's quite different. That's why you have to stand You know, I was reading one book, and then, you know, if you bought a TV, and then you try to fix that TV, and the volume is too high that it is disturbing the neighbors, do you throw the TV away? Do you throw the TV away? You bought an air conditioner, and then now the house is very cold, extremely cold. Do you now throw away the air conditioner? The only thing that you do, you know how to adjust. That's why we need to learn how to adjust our hearts even before we move. That's why now I back him. I back up what he was saying. Can two walk together unless they agree? And now the question comes back to you. If your money is your money, then are you agreeing? Then are you working together?
Yes.
Let me give my 2 cents on this issue of money. Your money versus our money. You're saying that the role of the man is to provide, and up to that point, I agree 100%. A man should provide for his family. We also know that the role of the woman is to be a helper to the man. And this helper, underline it, bold it, a helper to the man. Let's look at the traditional setup where the man would be the hunter and gatherer going out to the fields and coming back with food. In what ways was the woman a helper? The woman would cook the meal. The woman would take care of the kids at home. If the kids needed clothing or their clothes mended, it was the work of the woman to do that. By carrying out her duties at the home front, she was a helper to the man. Come to the modern woman who doesn't have to stay at home as a housewife, right? So she is a corporate lady and she's a CEO, she's running a company, she's running businesses, right? She's a wife also and a mother to children. So now we have house helps who do the domestic chores, right? And take care of the kids and do that. In what aspect then would the modern woman be the helper to the man? If, wait a minute, if financially she doesn't want to help. Because the man is struggling under the financial burdens. Let's agree that the economic times are hard. Even the man needs help in managing the modern family. So if the woman cannot chip in and say, if you provide the unga, I'll get the vegetables, I'll come home with the tomatoes. That's help, that's support. So if your money is your money and the man has to provide all these things, eventually money becomes the source of the separation between you two. Because the man feels abused and used.
I beg to disagree with you on that. The example you've given, it's very close home, but I'm looking at it this way. If I'm a corporate lady and I'm working, then the house help or the nanny that I've brought home is plain substitute of the chores I was supposed to do.
True.
If I was supposed to be a housewife. Now, I do not agree to be a housewife. I want to be a corporate lady, and I'm working because I have different things, ventures to do.
Yeah.
Now, from where I'm seated and from the interaction with people that I have had with or heard about it, now, in this sense, you as the man, you have agreed you're providing. Then this lady or wife is bringing in someone to do the chores on my behalf, then I'm supposed to be paying. That is why my money is my money, because now you don't see the importance of bringing a house manager. In most of the cases, the men don't agree in bringing a house manager. Agree to disagree.
Eunice.
True? Now, if I bring this house manager, then it is my responsibility to make sure that by the end of the month, she's paid.
Eunice,
let me tell you.
there is this term that you used in the topic of today, navigating. Navigating. Then, whether corporate or businesswoman, she has to understand one thing. She is a wife, a mother, and
I see you.
a CEO. So she has to navigate. All these belong
roles.
to her. All these roles belong to her. And then she has to understand, how do I now, when I come back home, do I need to be a CEO or a businesswoman? I have to become a mother.
And
And
a wife.
A wife. Then what are the duties of a wife? And what are the
they?
duties and the roles of a man?
This is
Now the
all-
problem is they bring now the managerial position, the director, the CEO, the business lady, anaka kwa meza, and then now they want to discuss with the husband at that level. Conflict must be there. But the moment they know how to navigate, and especially navigating their hearts, it is very easy for them now to.
Now that you have agreed it's navigating, which is the main reason as to why we are having this discussion today, then what is the solution? Because now we have agreed with all the problems and you are seeing to it. Now, what is the way out? We are here. It is here with us. What is the way out? What is the solution by the end of the day? So that the viewer back home is listening to us today, talking about all this, may learn or pick something, a thing or two, whereby and say, now this one is the problem that I'm facing currently in my home today. Now, what is the solution? Because we have to offer a solution today. Starting with you, Mr.
All right,
James.
going back to the topic, which we are navigating long-distance relationships, amidst all these things that build a relationship, from finances, communication, bringing up children. Number one, we cannot overemphasize the importance of effective communication. So communication is important. If it's long distance, then it should be more frequent than even when the people are together in the same town, in the same city, in the same estate. Number two, visits are important. You cannot go, we've said people keep evolving, right? I am not who I was 3 months ago. So if I have to go away out of this country for 2 years, trust me, I'll be more different than the time I left. And you'll be more different. So visits in between this long distance period is very important. Physical visits, where you actually get to see how you're doing, where are you staying, what do you eat, who are your new friends. Get to meet them. You can't just be told, oh, there's this lady called Elsie, she's very funny at the office. Yeah. You've never seen Elsie, you don't know how close they are with Elsie. Get there, go and find out, hey, who is this Elsie, may I meet her? Physical contact is important in this long distance relationship. Number three, try as much as possible not to avoid conflicts. Because most times long distance relationships, people avoid talking about heavy stuff. They want to be lovey-dovey, mushy-mushy, miss you, love you, all those things, yes.
You get tired.
But then they forget the important aspects, which are, where are we heading from here? Where are we investing? What's your 5-year plan? Where are you seeing this relationship heading? What are your likes, dislikes? Get to know all these things and build on them. And also include other partners or parties that may help and support this long distance relationship. Because sometimes we think a relationship is just for two. To some extent, yes. But you need to have accountability partners in this long distance relationship. If I can't reach you on phone and you're far away, is there somebody I can reach and get to know what's happening to you or where you are at? There's a problem. Accountability partners are important. All right?
What is your take on the same?
For me, I would say that people need to learn their hearts. And they have to understand that there is nothing deceitful like the heart of man. There is nothing deceitful like the heart of man. No matter how much you feel like your heart is okay, it is deceiving you. And that's why I still come back to what James said. Communication is very key. And communication is not communication. You know, for me, if I were to say the truth, I wouldn't advocate for distant relationships. If you have to go there, go with your wife. If you have to stay here, stay with your wife. Why? You know, because people don't know their hearts. Yes, I know you may be, even now you want to ask me a question. It's simply because people, when they do not understand the world of their hearts, there is something that they have to do. They're only looking for, you know, I don't know the reason why you're trying to avoid conflicts. But people who have very weak hearts, they avoid conflict. People who have strong hearts, they will collide with conflict and they will get a solution. And they can live long. So, one, Eunice, you have to understand the world of the heart. And you have to understand, number one, that the heart is so deceitful that even today, as people live, you know, you cannot tell me that you're living here and your wife is in America, and then you're saying that you're very sure that she's very secure. How secure? How sure are you?
Very secure. I understand that you're running out of time.
And even you cannot invest or bank your heart on a person who is far away. And then you only talk for 10 minutes.
Then it is you who has a heart problem anyway.
Not
Because
really.
I'm trying to look at it this way. If you cannot have a relationship, if my husband is in America and I'm in Kenya, what has made him be in America and I'm in Kenya? It's our work issues.
Thank you.
Because I'm not ready to give up my career. He's not ready to give up his career.
And then that
but
one.
So now we have agreed.
On that one.
We have agreed.
That one, you have to agree to have conflict. And another thing, you have to agree that there is no relationship between you two people.
We have relationship.
You will be
Perfect
living like
one.
the way
Anyway.
James is saying, you're just lovey-dovey.
We are running out of
You're
time. I'd
trying
like you to give your parting shot in less than 2 seconds.
Before you get into a long distance relationship, agree that it's something you want to try, because it comes with its own challenges. It's not easy. Those who have tried it have to work twice as hard as couples who are living together in order to navigate through conflicts, in order to invest, in order to build a healthy relationship, in order to bring up children. I know of couples who have sacrificed opportunities abroad so that they can stay and just take care of their families and their relationships, and they thrive. So be willing to agree to disagree, and if the distance is something you cannot bear, please don't get into a long distance relationship. That will be my take.
Thank you. And to you, Mr.
For me, I would
Mujini.
say, if you are ready to do that, you should make your heart to be as broad as a field. Why? You have to accommodate all the conflicts. And sometimes even you are there and you're thinking about, you're suspecting one another. This suspicion, that's why I'm saying your heart has to be broad.
That is why I'm saying, if you suspect your insignificant other, then it is you who has a problem.
Everybody has that suspicion.
It's
Not
natural.
everybody,
It's
only
natural.
you.
It's
Only
natural.
you
It's
two.
natural.
It's natural.
I do not agree to that view. I hope you can continue this conversation online across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. Till next time, have a nice time. Goodbye.